Now, the last time inflation was this high, Shakin Stevens was in the charts and Bucks Fizz was storming the Eurovision Song Contest, telling us it was time to make our mind up. Inflation did indeed hit 9% in April, the highest since the early 80s. Back then, Britain was at war in the Falklands. Rishi Sunak was 2 years old. When the Chancellor delivered his spring statement in March, the cost of living was already spiralling. Sunak was then criticised for failing to do more to help hard-pressed families, a view he tried to counter last night when talking to the Confederation of British Industry.
Our role in government is to help cut costs for families. I cannot pretend that this will be easy. As I told the House of Commons yesterday, there is no measure that any government could take, no law we could pass that can make these global forces disappear overnight. The next few months will be tough.
Just weeks ago, Chancellor Rishi Sunak was touted as the next Tory leader. Now he's under huge pressure to both cut taxes and find more money for measures to tackle rising inequality as the cost of living squeeze bites. Figures released this week showed that average wages rose 7% in January to March this year compared to the same three-month period in 2021. But that figure includes bonuses, not least in the financial sector. Exclude them, and average wages were up just 4.2%, far less than 9% inflation. Among the richest 1% of households, wages rose more than 11%, more than inflation, protecting living standards. But the poorest tenth of the population saw their wages rise less than 1%. That amounts to a huge post-inflation fall in living standards, given rising prices in the shops. These numbers do predate the April rise in the minimum wage, from £8.91 to £9.50 an hour, which will help lower-income workers. But the business leaders Sunak addressed last night, they'd point out they're footing most of the bill for that increase in the minimum wage, while arguing that if the Chancellor actually cut taxes, shoring up fragile-looking financial markets and bolstering economic growth, then it'd generate more tax revenues to help those lower-income households. And that's our on-the-money question today, the Chancellor's complex conundrum. What is the best way for Rishi Sunak to help the most vulnerable?